How can you factor trinomials without guess and check? Imagine solving a puzzle where you don't have to try every piece randomly. Instead, you follow a clear set of steps to find the answer easily. That's what factoring trinomials without guess and check is all about. When you see a quadratic like x2 plus bx plus c, you might think you need to guess pairs of numbers to break it apart. But there are smarter ways that use math rules to guide you. These methods help you find the factors systematically, making the process faster and less frustrating. One popular method is called the AC method, or sometimes factoring by grouping. First, you multiply the coefficient of the squared term, which is a, by the constant term c. This gives you a number called AC. Next, you find two numbers that multiply to AC but add up to the middle coefficient, b. Once you have these two numbers, you rewrite the middle term bx as two separate terms using those numbers. Now you have a four-term expression. The next step is to group the first two terms and the last two terms separately. You look for common factors in each group and factor those out. After that, you look for a common binomial factor in both groups. When you find it, you can write the entire quadratic as a product of two binomials. This method is reliable because it follows a step-by-step process based on multiplication and addition, not guesswork. Another approach is called the box method, which is visual and easy to follow. Draw a square divided into four smaller boxes. Place the quadratic term x2 in the top left box, the constant c in the bottom right, and the middle terms bx, split into two parts across the other two boxes. Then, find the greatest common factor for each row and column. These factors help you write the binomials that multiply together to give the original trinomial. This method is great for learners because it organizes the process visually and helps you see the relationships clearly. For simpler cases where the coefficient of x2 is 1, that is a equals 1, you can use the product sum method. You look for two numbers that multiply to c and add to b. Once you find those numbers, you can write the factors directly as x plus m, x plus n. This method is quick and straightforward because it relies on understanding the connection between multiplication and addition. Using these methods makes factoring more predictable and less intimidating. They rely on basic arithmetic rules and a logical sequence of steps. With practice, you'll be able to factor trinomials confidently without guessing. These techniques build a strong foundation in algebra, helping you tackle more complex polynomial problems with ease. Remember, mastering these methods turns what seems like a guessing game into a clear, logical process.